If you surveyed maintenance managers and plant managers and asked them what are their top two concerns in the reliability and maintenance space, what are those top things that they worry about, they're concerned about, what could they fix if they had a magic wand? I promise you, one of them is going to be the difficulty in hiring craft employees, your mechanics, your electricians, your brick masons, whatever craft that you happen to hire. Or perhaps it will be, we're short of manpower right now and we're having problems hiring. So some form of we can't hire craft people. That'll be number one or two, if not almost guarantee number one in manufacturing. That's what you hear. Sound familiar to you? Is your plant down 5 people, 10 people, 20 people? And is delaying that hiring, is that causing a delay in your progress on your reliability journey? You're not starting a condition monitoring team. You're not starting a problem solving group. You're not moving people from a mechanic to a planner position, not hiring a kit or stager. All because you're short-handed. Very common. I would not say very common. 100% of the plants I go into, I'd love to do all this stuff, all these best practices, but I'm short manpower. Does that sound like your plant? Hey, this is Joe Kuhn of Lean Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you should be doing, but just can't figure out how to get it done in your culture. Let me begin with a quote, and this is by Mark Twain. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Interesting quote. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Okay. I've heard it estimated that there are 6 million unfilled craft jobs in the United States. 6 million. And I believe that's true. It's somewhere around that number. It's a lot of jobs, a lot of skilled jobs. People aren't going into those disciplines anymore, and it's that's driving up salaries and driving up need. So hey, it's great if you want to go into the crafts. I'd highly recommend it. I've worked in over 40 plants, either as a operations leader or as a consultant. 4 actually I've worked in. Vast majority of my career was as an operations leader, and then I have maybe 6-7 years now as a consultant. Part of that was an internal consultant on reliability and maintenance. And the last 20 years of my career, I found out a few things. Every plant I've gone into, so let's say 42, I think is my last count of plants that I've gone into and was able to do a deep dive, spent at least a week there understanding their current state. 100% of the plants thought they had a manpower problem. They could not hire enough people. They had openings, couldn't hire. After a week of focused effort to understand their current state with their leadership team, using observation teams that are highly trained in seeing waste and inefficiency, after 1 week, 100% of those 42 plants were converted to knowing that they did not have a manpower issue. So 1 week of understanding what waste and inefficiency looks like, going out and seeing it real time on the shop floor, using a process I'm going to talk about in a second, 100% of them converted. They did not have a manpower problem. Pretty amazing. Plants were overestimating their crew's wrench time. That's the efficiency of the crew. That's where the rubber meets the road, by 2x and 3x. Very common, 2x and 3x. So what decisions are you making as a leader, maintenance manager, plant manager, reliability engineer, whatever, if you think your wrench time is 50% and it's actually 12? What different decisions are you making? Dramatically different decisions. If you think you got 50% wrench time, you have to replace people that are leaving. If you think your wrench time, or know your wrench time is 12%, you got an efficiency problem. You don't have a manpower shortage. You got an efficiency problem. And that's what I see in spades every time at plants when you know what to look for. Keep in mind, I know what you're thinking. Keep in mind, I've never found wrench time to be a work ethic issue of the crew. It's the system that they're forced to work in. 100% of the time when I've gone into plants and improved wrench time from 12 to 20 to 30% in just a matter of weeks, the crew loves it. The crew, yes, they are a little more tired. They got more things to do, but that's why they became a craftsman. They like things to run well, and they like to be utilized for their skills. And if you got 12% wrench time, there's a whole lot of standing around and waiting. With the new awareness by the leadership team, the changes, like I said, can come in weeks if you know current state, if you accept reality. The vast majority of the actions that come from observation take zero cost. You know that reliability is an exceptional tool for plants, manufacturing plants. They affect safety, they affect quality, they affect cost, throughput, engagement of people. If you want to hit 5, 6 birds with one stone, it's reliability of your equipment. Creating that reliability culture. Knowing reality changes everything. And I call the process to know reality chalk circle observation. Chalk circle observation is intense observation at minimum of 4 hours, but most often 1, 2, 3 days, even 1, 2, 3 weeks. The longest chalk circle observation I've performed was 3 weeks at a place in Australia. When you supplement your data set, your KPIs, your opinion with chalk circle observation, it changes everything. It'll change your career, it'll change your plant, it'll change your business. You see reality, you're going to be right much more often. For example, some actions that come out of chalk circle observation. This is going to be shocking to most of you folks out there, but when you do chalk circle observation, if I had to list the number one issue that I see at plants, the number one action that we see, the waste, is plants are not assigning enough work to their craft employees. So they're assigning somebody 8 hours to do a task and it takes 1 or 2, just in case something goes wrong, okay? So you assign them a 1 or 2 hour task. That's by far the biggest waste that's out there. Another issue is poor coordination with production. Say they need to change the cables out on an overhead crane and the crane's still in use. So the crew waits around for 2 hours for them to stop working on this issue. Then they work on the issue and get it done in an hour and they're done for the day. Poor job kits, very common. Have maintenance people driving all over the place. They need to change out a pump. They can't find a new coupling. They can't find a piece of key stock. They can't find any shim stock. They can't find gasket material, just from a job that was pitifully planned. Planners not accountable for wrench time detraction, to anticipate wrench time detractors. Huge issue. Planners are just, hey, most of them operate as a scheduler. Hey, we're going to shut down for 8 hours next week. Here's a pump. Go look for the other stuff. And I'm being a little flippant with that, but full job kitting and anticipating wrench time detractors is a huge expectation that needs to be of planners. I love planners, but I'm hard on planners because the vast majority of them aren't doing their jobs. Crews being pulled off of planned work to do non-critical emergency work. So crews are, they're doing planned work, which you're leveraging time there. 1 hour of planned work often replaces 10, 20, 30 hours of emergency work, and you pull them off to do something that's non-critical, like paint something, or maybe it's, modifying a handrail or something like that. That's not planned. Not saying it's not important, but is it more important than the planned work that you set out to do that week? I am not denying that there is a craft shortage at the current system efficiency in manufacturing. I'm not denying that. And by the way, my data is international. It's not just the United States. I've spent an enormous amount of time in Canada and in Europe, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and in South America. So I'm not denying there's a craft shortfall. There is reason to be concerned long term that we're going to have a problem because more and more people are not going into the crafts. Even I think if we raise salaries up enough and start treating them better in these plants by driving up wrench time and how much we listen to them, I think we can fix that, be part of the solution. But there is a concern long term. But for today, you need to choose, do you want to solve the efficiency problem or to continue to believe what just ain't so. This is Joe out.